All right, let's try this again. Welcome. Let's bring the thing down a little bit and let's say hi. How's everybody doing today? We're going to get this little. There we go. Boom. Welcome to the after Christmas special. We're just chilling. Hopefully everything sounds much better. What's up, Scoob? How you doing, bro? How you been? Much better. All right. I got to figure out the iPad life because I'm going to have to be doing that a lot more soon. For sure. Cheers, everybody. Spawn King, good morning. Becky, good morning. Heck yeah. I love the YouTube platform icons next to your guys' name. That's awesome. It makes me happy. Lindsay, good morning. How you doing? I'll send you a link for an iPad mic. I actually have an iPad mic and a whole interface set up for the iPad. I was just doing it right off the microphone and speakers. It might be Safari. I might need to download another browser. But I was gonna do an I guess episode, a live stream where I put together my studio stuff, so you can see what goes into building out this this thing and what I take with me when I travel. But I had to put it all together because the iPad wasn't working right. Maureen, good morning. Jesse, good morning. Oh, Spawn King is Megan. Good morning, Megan. Snowing for the first time this season in Chicago. That's awesome. Did you take her out in the snow at all? Did she catch a snowflake with her tongue, which is probably not the thing to do in Chicago? Welcome, my secret Twitch follower. Appreciate you. Did you guys get a chance to spend some family time, time with loved ones, or just time relaxing? Hopefully, because those are things that I desperately look forward to. I did learn a new skill, by the way, which is cool. I learned how to make eggnog, which makes me extremely happy. She's begging to go outside, but still in jammies. 3 Christmases. That's intense, Kaylin. I used to do that when I was a kid. We used to have the family Christmas, immediate. And then, yeah, it's been raining on the West Coast too the entire time. We had the immediate family Christmas in the morning, and then we would drive up to Toledo, which was about 45 minutes north, and then do Christmas with my grandmother and extended family. And then we would head to a bowling alley in Swanton, Ohio, and we would do Christmas with the extended family. Divorced parents and in-laws. That makes sense. Skipped the rain and went right to snow. Well, at least snow's pretty. Rain, probably not so much. All right. Yeah, so I learned how to make eggnog, which I was super excited about. I made like 3 batches because everyone loved it so much. And it was keto AF, yo. Did anyone else learn a new Christmas skill? Soaked in as much as possible. Baked a bomb-ass brie. I think I saw a picture of that, Megan. Looked amazing. Got to see Stupid last night for the first time in 20 years. That's awesome, Lindsay. Heck yeah, congrats. Where was it? Was it a THC? I got one of my old co-workers hooked on Hyrie. That's amazing. Heck yeah. Sounds like you guys had a pretty decent holiday experience, which I love. That's awesome. And we got one more holiday to go, people. We're still in the thick of holiday seasons. So this is the week between Christmas and New Year's. So what do you guys do with this week? This is the week that I generally don't work as far as have appointments per se, because no one is doing much of anything. Everybody who takes lessons from me, takes off. Not a lot of in-session studio sessions happen. It's just kind of like Hyrie generally doesn't play. We just chill all through New Year's. We stayed home this year, hung out and watched movies with the kids. Huppy and I built a Lego Home Alone house. That's badass, Becky. 1 month till Cali vibes, yeah. So normally I would just be slothing around, but this year I have to go nuts, basically, and try to do as much work as possible in the next 7 days, six days. Because Christy surprised me and she bought us tickets to Colombia for Christmas. So I'm headed to Colombia on January 5th and I come back on the 19th. I'm going to be bringing some stuff with me as much as possible to live stream and share the experience with you guys, which will be super fun. But I need to get all my tracking in now. Seeing Sublime with Rome again, with Catastro, ZC Keeley, and the Irie. Wow, nice, Jesse. That sounds awesome. I'll be working every other day for this foreseeable future. It's gonna be a blast. I'm super excited. Try to do at least one quote unquote working vacation a year, 1 or 2. We actually did one in Florida and the Keys a few months ago, and now we're gonna do Colombia. It's great, even if you're just working on your computer all day. Just having a different view, a different vibe, a different feel, kind of keeps everything fun and exciting, and spurs creativity and all the things. So. Plus, I don't feel as bad about taking vacations if I can get some work done while I'm on them, which is a weird thing to say, but that's the self-employment curse, I think. But I feel more apt to be like, oh yeah, let's take a working vacation or a creative retreat or something to that effect. You're gonna be in Cali a full week, Kaylin. Yeah, that's awesome. I doubt I will see you there, but maybe there's a crossover. Right? I know, Jesse. I do though. I do. Every time I take a vacation or do something, I'm like always trying to find a way to cram more work. Oh, I will be back. Yay. Yay. But yeah, it's weird. Especially because what, Blaine? Well, because I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Totally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, even when I'm on the road, I'm always just trying to cram more work on top of more work. I can't just do one thing or have a bunch of downtime. It makes me anxious. But I do enjoy taking nice long breaks. So having an entire day and being able to work periodically throughout it is better than trying to work all one day and take a whole day off, if that makes sense. Exactly, Scoob. Exactly. Plus, when you enjoy your job, that's a different story. If I worked a regular job, I would come home and try to play as much music and make as much music as possible. And when I say regular job, I just mean a job that's more common, and I work for an employer, if that makes sense. But because my job is the thing that I love to do, I think I'm more inclined to do it more, if that makes sense. I also, unless I'm teaching, if I'm not teaching, I get paid generally by the project, not by the hour. So I just got to get the project done. All right. If I were getting paid by the hour, I think it's different. I think the way you get paid is effects on how much work you do, if that makes sense. If I was getting paid by the hour, I try to rush through projects to give people value for their money. If I get paid by the project, I tend to overspend hours making sure everything's just right. You like my work. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, getting paid by the hour. Well, it's good and it's bad. I mean, there's pros and cons, right? If I'm teaching a lesson, I don't mind getting paid by the hour, and I want to give that person as much information in a 1 hour time period as possible, and get them as familiar with a concept or an idea or a song as possible in that hour. And it gives me a deadline to really make sure that I give them the most knowledge and experience and practice as possible in that hour. If I were just getting paid and the lesson didn't really have a start or a stop time, I don't know. That would be hard for me. But when it comes to like musical projects, I just want to make sure everything sounds good. So I tend to charge by the project. Sometimes it works out in my favor. Sometimes I only spend a couple hours and everything sounds great, and that's all the song needs. And then boom, on to the next one. But sometimes they drag out and I go overboard and I try things and I retry things, and they still get the same great product. It just either takes me a couple hours or a lot of hours, depending. I got to hop off here. We'll catch you all later. Megan, hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah. Do you guys have a preference? If you got paid by the project, would you spend way too long on the project, or do you bang the project out in the most minimal time possible, right? It's a different kind of thing for sure. Sometimes I do a split difference and I go by the session. So if the session takes an hour or the session takes 4 hours, there's still a cap on it. Like I can't be in a studio for longer than the session is booked for, but I can knock out as many parts as possible in that time frame. So that's kind of a nice medium. There's kind of a cap. So if I spend too much time working on something and they want me to keep working on something, then there's additional funds coming in for another session. But I don't know. There's so much stuff. This is a glimpse into my life. So this week, because I'm going to Colombia to do this working vacation, I'm going to try to do as much tracking as possible. Tracking is basically just recording instrumentation and doing as much playing as possible. So I'm going to try to do a bunch of playing and creating with live instruments this week, so that next week I can do a bunch of editing. And editing is taking all that stuff and just putting it all together. Like I like take one of the guitar part here, or I want to change the sound of this bass part, things like that. And I can do that with just my computer. Which kind of works out because it's the part that I like the least. So I might as well be doing it on a beach somewhere. Janet, good morning. Cheers. Yeah. So for anyone wondering, I got back from San Francisco this last night at like 11:30, somewhere in there. Yeah. So does anyone else have this work all the time mentality? I would assume if you don't like your job, you're not doing that, but you can have the same thing with other things. Like you get done with your job and still work another 5 hours at a side hustle or a passion project, or even video games or puzzles, or you know what I mean? You could devote so much time to a hobby that it might as well be a job. Jesse does not do that. That's awesome. Becky does do that. Kaylin definitely does do that. We're learning together here. We're learning about ourselves, and that's the most important thing. Yay, no robot voice. Yeah, Justin, iPad issues. I gotta figure that out. Candace, good morning. Hope you're doing all right. I made mugs for everyone for Christmas. Nice, nice. I'm constantly working or crocheting. Jennifer, the spotlight is my passion. Cheers. If I worked in arts or music, it would be different. Yeah, it's definitely, and part of it, I feel like always grinding to keep rent in Cali and still go for all the festivals. Yeah, Justin, it is a grind. Yeah. So you're grinding towards it's an ends to a means. It sounds like you're putting in the extra hours to be able to do that. I'd like to do more outside work, but in reality, no. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, once you have that full-time job or whatever you're doing, even if you semi enjoy it, but it's not necessarily your passion, you get home and you're just worn out, and it's hard to like devote more time to something as well. When I stayed at home with my son, I did a lot of crafting. That counts. Yeah. I mean, exploring those passions is what it's all about. And for me, turning those into a job was a lot of financial struggle. And it still is. It's even though it's nothing like it was, I'm constantly working towards new things, new work, new clients, because the money can't stop flowing. And that's the thing when you're self-employed, it's like the money can just end. You make, I think I had 1 month where I made, I don't know, like $6,000 for the month, maybe 6.5, something like that. And then the next month I made like 2. Just because I think it had something to do with the pandemic, being that like some sort of announcement and then mandates and stuff like that. But yeah, so like you can never be that consistent. At least I can't. So I have to constantly be working towards something to get these projects done, to devote the times, and then devote time to getting new ones or repeat business. Jessica, good morning. I am rambling today. It's been a minute. since I've had my live stream therapy session. I work 9 to 5 to make money, then I spend it all trying to make the dream work. Anthony, what's up, bud? Speaking of work, I took my entire Christmas vacation and I spent about 2 hours a day working on editing tracks for Island Asylum, because Anthony is one of my favorite people to work with, and he gives me this creative freedom to really explore. So I take full advantage of that and work way harder on the project because of that. And so, yeah, diving in to make sure everything is just perfect. And I got all the editing done, so I'm really excited. I did have a nice Christmas, Jessica. Got some cool stuff, including a trip to Colombia, which I'm headed out for on the 4th. So I have a few days. 7 days? 6 days? Yeah. It's going to be good, though. We're going to get it all done. It's going to be amazing. Then I'll be live streaming to y'all from Colombia. Oh, it's going to be fun. Beautiful little beachside. A lot planned on the trip. Planning. Yeah, right. Kind of. Christy got the tickets, I guess, at the end of November. And had this idea to go from this main city, which is super beautiful, resorty, tourist destination city, to another little mountain town that has these little coffee tours, and you can tour the coffee farms or whatever, and stay in these little bungalow huts with almost like little tree forts for a couple days, and then back to the resort town. So we're in the process of planning on that. I just used my credit card points to book a Marriott down there. Used all of my intro bonus points and got 8 nights paid for. Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I know, super fun. Coffee tour, yeah. You guys are gonna get a little clips of those for sure. Still got to book a couple more hotel nights to kind of round it out, but I got the bulk of the stay taken care of with credit card points, right? I'm such a nerd. Yeah, getting some authentic Colombian coffee sounds like the move. I'm sure there'd be some monkeys down there. I'm hoping to see a bunch of different snakes. I'm not very familiar with the snakes in the area. I know there's Colombian rainbow boas, which would be amazing to see. I know there's Colombian boa constrictors, boa constrictor imperator, I believe, which would be fun. I know there's quite a few venomous snakes down there, so I'm not going to be messing with anything that I'm not sure of. I can spot a boa and a rainbow boa pretty easily, but other than that, we're gonna take precautions. Jimmy J, good morning. How about some authentic cacao leaves? Coca. There it is. Coca leaves. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to pick the wrong coca leaf and then end up with my head on a stick somewhere. I'm gonna take it easy. First time in the country. So I'm gonna tread lightly and get the basic basic package. I'm so basic. Sugarcane is big down there, I believe. I do like snow activities for sure, Candace. When I was little, I used to build a lot of snow forts, snowmen, snow angels, skating down the drive and down the street in my shoes. But the cold is a bit much for me. That's kind of why I moved down south. Never skied, never snowboarded. I'd like to ski. I'd like to learn how to ski. It's on my list, that's for sure. Other random things. Listen to the Silk Sonic album. Really like a lot of the tracks on that album. If you guys get a chance, Silk Sonic album. It's super groovy. Plenty of snow in Colombia. Yeah, that's true. Mickey, good morning. How are you? Yeah, Jennifer, you too. I hope your day is amazing. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I'm not much of a skateboarder or a surfer, so that being in that position is a little more foreign to me. But skis, I feel like I could have a little more. I don't know. I feel like I could get the hang of skis easier. But now that I've seen it, it can go away. Nice, Becky. Oh. Yeah. Trying to think. I got nothing, guys. I got nothing. I think I hit my wall, my proverbial wall. I got to feed the snakes. That's going to be fun. That is the one with Bruno Mars, Mickey. Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. It's dope. Yeah, speaking of anxious, Janet, have a great day. I think I'm going to run too. Guys, I really, really appreciate all of you. Thank you for always coming, joining, hanging out. But I'm getting anxious, which means I got to get some work done. Feel free to message me, say what's up, tell me about your Christmases, all that stuff. And I'm going to try to do this again tomorrow. Definitely a trip to Colombia pretty much tops that list for sure. I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take care.